For decades, Buffalo was treated like a city whose story had already been written. A city that had peaked. A city that had fallen. A city that was never coming back. Factories closed. Jobs disappeared. Population collapsed. Entire neighborhoods emptied out. And year after year, Buffalo became one of the most recognizable symbols of Rust Belt decline. The kind of place Americans moved away from. Not to. If someone had told people in the 1980s or 1990s that Buffalo would someday be attracting new residents again, many would have laughed. Because at the time, the trend seemed unstoppable. The city was shrinking. The economy was struggling. And Buffalo looked like another industrial giant slowly fading into history. But something strange has happened over the last several years. Not a dramatic boom, not a sudden transformation, not the kind of explosive growth seen in places like Austin, Nashville, or Phoenix. Something quieter, something slower, something most Americans haven't noticed yet. After decades of decline, Buffalo is growing again. New residents are arriving. Investment is increasing. Downtown is changing. And for the first time in generations, Buffalo is being discussed as a place with a future rather than a place defined by its past. So what happened? Because cities don't reverse decades of decline by accident, especially not Rust Belt cities. And Buffalo's story reveals something much bigger than one city's comeback. It reveals how changing economics, changing lifestyles, and changing priorities are reshaping America itself. To understand why Buffalo is growing again, you first have to understand why it declined in the first place. And for that, we need to go back to the beginning. Because there was a time when Buffalo wasn't struggling. Far from it. There was a time when Buffalo was one of the most important cities in America. In the early 19th century, Buffalo had something incredibly valuable. Location. Today that sounds boring. Location isn't exciting. Nobody clicks on a video because of location. But location built Buffalo. In 1825, the Erie Canal opened. And suddenly Buffalo became the gateway between the eastern United States and the rapidly expanding interior. Goods moving from the Midwest to New York City passed through Buffalo. Trade exploded. Industry followed. Wealth arrived. And the city grew rapidly. By the late 19th century, Buffalo was booming. Grain elevators lined the waterfront. Factories expanded. Railroads connected the city to the rest of the country. Steel production grew. Manufacturing flourished. And Buffalo became one of America's great industrial centers. This wasn't some small regional success story. Buffalo mattered nationally. The city attracted immigrants from Europe. Workers arrived looking for opportunity. Businesses invested heavily. New neighborhoods appeared. Population surged. By 1950, Buffalo's population had climbed to nearly 600,000 people. The metropolitan area was even larger. At the time, Buffalo looked unstoppable. But history has a habit of changing directions. And Buffalo's direction changed dramatically. The same thing that happened across much of the Rust Belt eventually arrived here. Manufacturing began to decline. Competition increased. Production shifted elsewhere. Automation reduced labor demand. And industries that once employed huge numbers of people needed fewer workers. Factories closed. Jobs disappeared. Families moved away. And Buffalo entered a period that would last for decades. Population decline. Between 1950 and 2020, Buffalo lost more than half of its population. Think about that for a moment. Imagine a city where every second resident disappears. Not overnight, not through disaster, but gradually, year after year, decade after decade. The numbers tell the story. Schools closed. Businesses shut down. Housing demand weakened. Neighborhoods struggled. And Buffalo developed a reputation, a powerful one, the reputation of decline. The city became associated with harsh winters, economic struggles, abandoned buildings, and population loss. For many Americans, Buffalo stopped being a place worth considering. It became a punchline, a city people referenced when talking about places that had been left behind. And perhaps the most damaging part wasn't the economic decline. It was the perception. Because perception matters. A lot. Once a city gains a negative reputation, it can take decades to shake it, even when reality starts changing. And that's exactly what happened in Buffalo. While much of the country continued viewing Buffalo through the lens of decline, important changes were already taking place. The first change was economic diversification. One of the biggest problems Buffalo faced during its industrial decline was dependence. Too much of the local economy relied on manufacturing. When manufacturing suffered, the city suffered. But over time, Buffalo developed new economic strengths. Healthcare became increasingly important. The region's hospitals expanded. Research institutions grew. Universities became major employers. Education, healthcare, logistics, and professional services started playing larger roles. This didn't replace every lost factory job. Nothing could. But it helped stabilize the economy. And stability matters more than people realize. Because before a city can grow, it usually has to stop falling. Buffalo eventually accomplished that. Then something else happened. Housing. Or more specifically, housing prices. For years, Buffalo's affordable housing wasn't viewed as an advantage. It was viewed as evidence of decline. People assumed low prices meant low opportunity. But as housing costs exploded across America, that equation started changing. In places like San Francisco, Los Angeles, Seattle, Boston, and New York, home ownership became increasingly difficult. Even cities that were once affordable started becoming expensive. Austin, Nashville, Boise, Charlotte, Phoenix, all saw dramatic increases. And suddenly, Buffalo's affordability started looking less like a weakness and more like a strength. Because while Americans often say they value excitement, many eventually discover they value affordability too, especially when they're trying to buy a house, or raise a family, or simply avoid spending half their income on rent. Buffalo offered something increasingly rare, a realistic path to homeownership. And people noticed. But affordability alone isn't enough. Plenty of affordable places struggle. What Buffalo also had was infrastructure. Lots of it. Remember, Buffalo was built for a much larger population. The roads, the housing stock, the utilities, the institutions. Much of the infrastructure remained even after population declined, which created an unusual situation. A city with room to grow. Unlike many fast-growing metros that are constantly trying to catch up with demand, Buffalo already had capacity. And that capacity became an advantage. Then came one of the biggest shifts of all: remote work. For decades, millions of Americans were tied to specific locations because of their jobs. If your career was based in New York, you lived near New York. If it was based in Boston, you stayed near Boston. But remote work changed that calculation. Not for everyone, but for enough people to matter. Suddenly, workers could ask a different question. Instead of asking, "Where is my office?" they could ask, "Where do I actually want to live?" And that opened the door for cities like Buffalo. Because when you remove geography from employment decisions, affordability becomes much more important. A professional earning a strong salary remotely can often live dramatically better in Buffalo than in many coastal cities. bigger home, lower costs, less financial pressure. That doesn't mean everyone is moving to Buffalo. Far from it. But it does mean Buffalo is competing in conversations where it wasn't even considered before. Another factor helping Buffalo is something that would have sounded ridiculous 20 years ago: climate. For decades, Buffalo's weather was considered one of its biggest disadvantages. And winter is still winter. Nobody is pretending Buffalo suddenly became Miami. The snow still arrives. The cold still exists. But climate conversations have changed. Increasing heat in parts of the South and Southwest. Water concerns in some regions. Wildfire risks. Hurricanes. Insurance costs. These issues are making some people reconsider places they previously ignored. Buffalo sits near one of the largest freshwater resources in the world, Lake Erie. Water security is increasingly valuable. And while Buffalo still faces climate challenges, it looks more resilient than some regions facing severe environmental pressures. That doesn't mean climate migration is driving Buffalo's growth today, but it may become increasingly important in the future. Then there's something harder to measure: momentum. Cities operate differently when momentum changes. For decades, Buffalo's momentum was negative. People expected decline. Businesses expected decline. Investors expected decline. That expectation became self-reinforcing. But momentum works both ways. Once a city starts attracting investment, development, and attention, perception begins shifting. And perception influences behavior. People become more willing to consider moving there. Developers become more willing to invest. Businesses become more willing to expand. Buffalo isn't experiencing explosive momentum, but it is experiencing positive momentum. And after decades of decline, that's significant. Now, before we turn Buffalo into some miracle comeback story, let's be realistic. The city still faces challenges. Population growth remains modest. Some neighborhoods continue struggling. Poverty remains a concern. Economic disparities still exist. And Buffalo hasn't suddenly become one of America's hottest cities. That's not what's happening. What makes Buffalo interesting isn't explosive growth. It's recovery. Because recovery is harder than people think, especially in places that spent decades declining. Buffalo isn't trying to become Austin. It isn't trying to become Nashville. And honestly, that's part of its strength. Instead of chasing hype, Buffalo has been building something more sustainable. A city that's increasingly attractive because of value. Affordable housing, established institutions, strong healthcare systems, universities, historic neighborhoods, infrastructure, and a cost of living that still feels connected to reality. That combination is becoming more attractive every year, especially as other cities become increasingly expensive. And that's really the key to understanding Buffalo's comeback. Buffalo didn't change overnight. The rest of America changed too. Housing became more expensive elsewhere. Remote work expanded flexibility. Climate concerns evolved. Cost of living pressures increased. And those changes made Buffalo look different. Not because Buffalo became a completely different city, but because the comparison changed. The math changed. And when the math changes in America, people move. Which brings us to the bigger question: is Buffalo truly back? The answer depends on what back means. If it means returning to its 1950 population peak, probably not. If it means becoming one of America's fastest-growing cities, probably not. But if back means becoming a stable, attractive, affordable city with a realistic future, then Buffalo is already much closer than many people realize. Because the city doesn't need to recreate its industrial past to succeed. That era is over. The goal isn't to rebuild 1950. The goal is to build something sustainable for the future. And in many ways, that's exactly what Buffalo is doing. Quietly, gradually, without generating the headlines that other cities receive, which may actually be an advantage, because some of America's most successful recoveries aren't dramatic. They're steady, measured, and easy to miss if you're not paying attention. Buffalo spent decades being viewed as a symbol of decline. Today, it's becoming something else. A reminder that cities can adapt, that reputations can change, and that sometimes the places people stop believing in are the very places worth watching. Because while everyone was looking somewhere else, Buffalo never stopped trying to find a new path forward. And after decades of decline, that effort is finally starting to show.